What's up, y'all? It's your boy eBay Fight Predictions in the building, and I'll be breaking down Santiago Ponzinibbio versus Michel Pereira. Great fight in the welterweight division. This is, I think, Michel Pereira's first ever ranked opponent, I think. And yeah, man, he's getting a crack in the rankings. You know, Ponzi's playing gatekeeper again after coming off that very, very close fight with Jeff Neal. And this is gonna be a banger, y'all. I cannot wait for this fight. It's gonna be dope, man. This is fight of the night. Caitlin Vieira versus Holly Holm is god awful, but I mean, in terms of the card, I wouldn't say the card's that bad. Some sneaky little good fights, but this fight right here, it's gonna be a banger. It's something that really you shouldn't miss. Honestly, you can miss the whole card, but this fight, I just honestly think it's gonna be a great fight. I don't think there's no way this is gonna be a bad fight. Even like I remember the Jeff Neal in the, I think, Ponzinibbio fight wasn't bad. I remember that being a really good fight, but a lot of people didn't care about it. But I remember it being a fun fight. Even going down to the stretch, it was like neck and neck. Like, it was really, really close. But yeah, man, I love this fight. And yeah, I basically explained it. You got the up and comer and Michel Pereira, and obviously you got the guy in Ponzinibbio who's playing gatekeeper. That's what it comes down to. But in terms of records, man, they're not that off. It's crazy, right? So Ponzi, let's look at where Ponzi's ranked actually. If I look at the UFC rankings, yeah, man, 14. Wow, Ponzi's fallen off a minute. Oh, that's crazy. He's 14. Wow, that's wild. He's 14. Ponzi comes to the record of 28-5. Is fighting out of Florida with American Top Team. Age 35. Height of 6 foot and a reach of 73. I don't know what's wrong with my voice, but but yeah, it's tripping. And then yeah, like fucking Michel Pereira with a record of 27-11 has way more fights. Now, obviously, the competition is way different, right? They fought in different levels of competition, but yeah, man, it's crazy. Is fighting out of Brazil, age 28, a height of 6'1", and a reach of 73. So really, Michel's probably a little taller. He's younger. He is a lot younger. Less mileage and damage that he's taken to his body, unlike Ponzi, and we'll talk more about that. And yeah, it's the same reach. So it's I think it's going to be a great fight, man. I think it's going to be a great fight in how they match up. But, you know, if we look at like who they obviously competed against, man, Michel Pereira is on a really good win streak right now. He's looked really good. I would say his last fight was probably not that impressive. But all his other fights, he's really killed it, man. I mean, his Zalim and Madov fight was awesome, bro. He fucking showed out, man. And what he did to Colin Williams, he was one of the first guys to crack the code on that guy in the UFC and just kind of figure out how to negate the power. And honestly, he was the guy I would say has the best performance, because Randy Brown had a good performance, and I thought Randy would do a lot better, but Randy got dropped. Fucking Michel did not. He used his wrestling, his strength. He's so strong. He's like freakishly strong. Obviously, he used to be a former middleweight, but like he's so strong. Like, it's not even like I remember when he fought Zalim Madov, and there was a point in that fight. I know everyone talks about the slap, but no one talks about where he took him to fucking Suplex City, bro. Like, he picked that dude up and fucking, like, dude, some Brock Lesnar bullshit, right? And with Colin, he was able to take him down too, and just he's gotten so much smarter compared to his older fights, right? And then his performance against Nico Price. But you're starting to see a little bit of a weird thing situation with him in that Nico Price fight. You've seen this throughout his whole entire career. He fades. Now, specifically, he fades against high-pressure fighters. Nico Price, high-pressure fighter, really good cardio. You can tell that guy works on his cardio. Just technically, he's just not there. But, I mean, you know, he can brawl, he can grapple, and he has power. And he was winning that third round, and he was doing his thing. But I think Michel Pereira, I mean, he put a clinic in those first two rounds, just looking really good. And he's so long. He uses his jab really good. He has an awesome push kick to the body, and he just looks really, really good when he fights. And then Andre Fiala. Now, Fiala was able to fuck with Pereira, man. He really was able to mess with him a little bit. I was really impressed by that. Fiala, I don't know. My throat, y'all. But I remember watching that fight. I think, yeah, it was on the live stream. I was like, wow, Fialho's doing phenomenal. In the first round, it was going his way, but Michel Pereira was able to turn it around and he showed some grit. But I feel like the reason why I feel like Fialho couldn't take advantage of that was two reasons. Obviously, he took the fight on short notice, and then push kicks up the middle, man. He can really, especially now in the stand up, even though he's such a big athletic guy, probably on steroids, right? And he's so strong. I don't know if he's on steroids, but just a guess, right? He's so strong. Even though he has those kind of like gas tank issues, he can kind of neutralize that by destroying your gas tank and like almost evening it out. And he's just a freak, man. He's a freak. I don't know if it, I mean, I was talking with one of my homies, and they're like, man, that guy's like, he's one of the most gifted dudes in the UFC. And I don't know if it's just pure athleticism or skill, but there is some skill there. He is a skilled fighter, and you can tell he fights. When he fights technically, he can win a lot of fights. It's just a little boring, right? But man, he hasn't had a boring fight, right? I guess, yeah, he really hasn't had a boring fight. But I guess the Colin Williams, right? The Colin Williams was the boring one, but that's because of the power. But we got to talk about the bad. Obviously, the Diego Sanchez fight, he was winning the whole fight, and Diego, smart man Diego, he did the right thing and got out of there with the W, right? Tristan Connolly. I think Connolly hasn't won a UFC fight besides that fight. Connolly, all he did was stay tough, stay gritty, put the pressure, used his wrestling, and he got him tired. And that's really where it comes down to with him, because before that Connolly fight, he had a lot of hype because he killed Danny Roberts. He murdered him, right? And Danny's always, like, Danny's a really good technical fighter and stuff like that. He is technically good, but he's shitty as hell, and he just can't take a shot to save his life, right? With Connolly, he was really durable. I mean, going into that fight, had nothing to lose, and fought really, really good, and he put pressure and grappled. And that's something that I looked, right? I feel like you have to look at the Tristan Connolly fight, and you have to look at the Andre Fialho fight, and even he lost to I think Dusko Dvorak a while back. Actually, I'm pretty sure, yeah, Dusko, and yeah, he's lost to some guys, and obviously you got to get him tired. Good, smart pressure boxing, maybe some low kicks. I wouldn't throw any body kicks because he'll catch him and he'll fucking throw your ass. Because he will initiate grappling. He's not one of these guys that's just like that doesn't want to grapple. He wants to grapple. Actually, he submitted Zalimi Madov, even though it wasn't a real submission. I don't know. I think the ref kind of messed up there. He was gonna win anyway, so it doesn't matter. But the thing with him is that he's willing to grapple, so throwing kicks is a little scary. But the calf kicks are there, and that's something that Ponzi's great at. And yeah, man, it goes into this fight. So if I look at Ponzinibbio, man, and what he's been able to accomplish in his career, again, you know, I would say the best wins for Michel Pereira is Andre Fialho. It wasn't the best. Nico Price, maybe Colin Williams. Maybe Colin might be ahead of Nico. I don't know. But I'll put Nico out there because, you know, Nico beat Randy Brown. So I'll put Nico out one, Colin. What's the guy's name? Andre Fialho, because he's been doing so well, right? Those three guys, right? Those are kind of his best ones. And I guess maybe you can put Danny Roberts in there, right? For Ponzinibbio, he's beaten way better opponents, right? Like, I know, and he's fought way better, even if he lost, right? You look at the guys he's fought, Jeff Neal, in my humble opinion, a prime Miguel Baeza, Geely Lang, Neil Magny, Mike Perry, Gunnar Nelson, fucking Zach Cummings, Court McGee, Lorenz Larkin, Sean Strickland. He beat Sean Strickland, by the way. You know, these are the guys he's fucking beaten, and he's beaten a list of really, really good guys. And his last fight, I feel like against Jeff Neal, oh my bad. It was one of those performances that I thought he performed really well, but you know, Jeff kind of outworked him in certain areas, and it was very, very close. It was very close, and it was a really good fight. But I felt like, man, we saw the old Ponzi back, and I think he just kind of got a little, I think, flustered by the power, just a little outworked by Jeff Neal, but that's about it. So I wouldn't say it's a bad loss. The only issue with Ponzi, he has a durability factor. His chin is a little overrated. You know, he does get hurt. When he fights these power punchers like Geely Lang and Lorenz Larkin, oh my God, he keeps acting a fool. These guys that can hurt him, I mean, he folds. He gets cracked, right? So it's just one of those things, right? And I think he's only been knocked out twice, right? He's only been knocked out twice. Yeah, but you touch him, he'll get fucking hurt. He'll just get hurt, and that's what it comes down to. But his best win probably is the Magny fight. It's probably his best win that's aged really well. Maybe Gunnar Nelson. Is that a Magny or Gunnar Nelson? Or Sean Strickland. Sean Strickland aged really well. I guess Sean Strickland's probably the highest ranked guy currently that he has a win over. But yeah, and in my opinion, he beat a prime Mike Perry too. When Mike Perry was good, like fucking was a problem in that division at that time, man. He was like had real fucking legit one hitter quitter power, like scary guy. But yeah, when he fights these power punchers, he has a problem with them. I don't know if I'd put Michel Pereira in that power punch category. He's very like explosive and he can catch you, but I wouldn't say if he punches you, you're out. I wouldn't say he has that kind of drop dead power, but he is explosive and he can create those kind of like crazy knockout moments. But yeah, against Jeff Neal, there was a blueprint that was showed. If you just outwork him a little bit, you can win. Against Miguel Baeza, Baez was doing great in the first round, and Ponzi just outworked him and showed him the heart and kind of took his soul a little bit in that fight, I remember. But there is ways to beat him, and you just have to kind of outwork him. And so he's a hard guy to outwork because he has so much heart. Because it's like him and Jeff Neal in that third round, where they were going, he was pouring it on Neal, and then Neal just kind of poured it on late, and it was just back and forth, and you just have to be ready to go to war with this guy. If you don't kill him, basically, if you don't catch him, I don't mean like you gotta kill him, but if you don't knock him out, it's 15 minutes of hell, and it's gonna be a really hard fight for both guys. Obviously, okay. Now we gotta. I talked about both of their fucking resumes and what they've accomplished. Obviously, I gotta talk about both their paths of victory. I think Michel Pereira should use the front kick. And should just fight as the longer fighter, even though there isn't a big like reach disparity. He doesn't have a reach advantage going into this matchup. He should fight as if he had it. He does fight with that bouncy movement. He should be on his bicycle, and he should play Matador and let Ponzinibbio play bull. Jab him to death, push kick his body, and when those takedowns are available, go for him, man. You have to, because unless he's able to catch him with a crazy knockout, he's in there with him a long time. So he has to play chess. Ponzi, even though he's ranked 14, he was, I think the highest he ever got ranked was 7, and he was on a long win streak, man. Very long win streak. And, to this day, I always felt like he was going to beat Usman. I don't know, maybe I'm just like, it is what it is. But when they were matched up, I think he was going to beat Usman. And imagine if he did. Like, how crazy that would be. But yeah, man, I would say even attack Ponzinibbio's legs. His calf kicks. Even though Ponzi showed great calf kicks against Neil Magny, he's kind of willing to take them more than check them, because he's going to give one right back. I remember he was talking about the Baeza victory. He took a lot of calf kicks, but he said when he started throwing calf kicks at Baeza, he started hurting him. That's, good for that fight, but that's a bad mentality to have, that you're just going to take calf kicks, right? Because you think yours is going to equalize him, or your kick is going to equalize him. So, I feel like Michel Pereira should almost come with that like point fighting mentality to really win this fight, and I think he can. Unless he can catch him, then yeah, go for it. But he's younger, he's taking less damage, so he has a lot of opportunities to win this fight, man. He has a really good chance here. And Ponzinibbio, man, keep your chin tucked. I could have talked for a second. Keep your chin tucked and put pressure. We saw what Andre Fialho was able to accomplish in that first round. Put smart pressure, but put pressure. Cut the octagon. Don't let him run away. And if you do let him run, make sure he is burning a lot of gas to run. Make him earn those angle cuts and him getting out of the way. Big shots, like he's gonna have to earn it. He's gonna have to really move fast to get out the way, and then work his body, work his legs in the later rounds, especially in the second round, and maybe go for his own takedowns. I remember he shot for a takedown against Baeza, but he's not much of the wrestler guy. But Ponzi should put pressure, just be defensively sound, and I think he should win this fight. Ponzi, If he doesn't get hurt, I think he wins this fight in 15 minutes. I trust, and I am kind of biased because I like Ponzinibbio, but it's like at the end of the day, I feel like Ponzi has that mentality. He doesn't quit. You have to kill him, basically. I think Michel Pereira is a little bit of a quitter. I'm not gonna lie. No one's ever pushed him to that. But I think Ponzinibbio is going to win this via decision 29-28. I think Michel Pereira probably wins the first round. And I think Ponzi just takes it after that. I think Ponzi's pressure, his cardio, his calf kicks, his boxing, everything about his game, with his forward pressure just tells me that he's going to win this fight. So I got Ponzinibbio by decision. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, though. That's my prediction. That's the end of the video. Y'all already know. Go follow me on my Instagram and my Twitter. Like, comment, and subscribe. It's your boy eBay, and I'm out of here. Love y'all, and goodbye.